that. That would be terrible. But
Those would be cool.
Nick, look, Ben Simmons is good, but we're going to switch over and talk about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is progressing towards running. The recent report came out that Lonzo Ball, as of right now, from what the word on the street is, this is from Casey Johnson of NBC Sports Chicago, Lonzo Ball is making progress towards being able to run, according to Billy Donovan. Donovan added that there is no timetable for Ball to be cleared to run. Quote, we haven't had anything that's been like, oh, geez, we're back at square one. It's just slow, unfortunately. It's just managing the pain and discomfort he's feeling, end quote, said Donovan. Once Ball gets cleared, he will have a significant ramp-up period for conditioning. Adrian Wojnarowski reported last week that there are no guarantees that Lonzo Ball suits up for the Bulls this season. But last year, under Lonzo Ball, the team was 22-13 with him in the lineup. Is your guys' thoughts that could Lonzo Ball, if he were to come back from his knee debridement this season, could he save the Chicago Bulls season, or is that just fallacy and this Chicago team just needs to blow it up like everyone's saying? I know they're saying they're not blowing it up, but like
they shouldn't blow it up.
Why would I blow it up? I have 2 all-star guards. I have an all-star guard. I have an all-star forward. I have an previously all-NBA capable big man in Nikola Vucevic, and I have a possible deep, maybe not deep boy, all defense guy in Patrick Williams. As we see with the New York Knicks, if my point guard could give me double-digit scoring, I think that would go a long way, which Mr. Ayo Dosunmu was a little too raw for that. I think Lonzo Ball is definitely a difference maker, but I mean, it's so evidently clear that we lost the trade to Vucevic. It's just actually disgusting, but I hate the idea of like blowing up teams when you have no, he's not boss. I hate blowing up teams when you have all these like I have 2 all-stars on my team. What am I blowing up? Like the Victor Wembanyama hype is way too big right now, and I'm going to talk about it when we talk Orlando. But like, yeah, LaVine, I agree. LaVine can't be my best player on the championship team, but this roster wasn't constructed to be a championship team the year we constructed it. So they're sorry right now.
I mean, like, it's all about when Lonzo comes back. Because here's the thing. The Bulls, they knew what they needed to do. They needed to tread water until Lonzo came back, and then they could make a run at a top 4 seed maybe. But they're not even treading water right now. They are out of the play-in. They just can't do anything right now. If Lonzo doesn't come back until, like, February and this team is far out of the playoffs, it might not be enough to make up enough games. Like, they are starting, I don't want to say panic mode because it's still very early. Like, last year, the Celtics were god-awful until January, and then they had the best record in the league the second half of the season. It can be turned around. They're in pre-panic mode, not quite panic mode yet, but they need Lonzo.
Yeah, I think Lonzo's the key because he adds an element to the game where he opens it up for DeRozan and LaVine by being the playmaker, taking pressure off them defensively, and just being an all-around good player for them. Like, I think this reminds me kind of like when the Knicks made the playoffs that one year and then they didn't make it the second year because Rose was out, Randall didn't have a point guard, and it just kind of reminds me of that situation.
No, I think it's like this whole thing, though, that gets me frustrated is the fact that you look at the fact that they got Goran Dragic, they got drafted Dalen Terry, they have Kobe White, but Kobe White's kind of not been there at times. They've got Javonte Green, they've got themselves Andre Drummond, they've got Vooch, they've got DeMar, they got LaVine, they got Pat Will, they have the players, and Billy Donovan's not a bad coach. This is you forgot about us. Why not us Thunder with Chris Paul, Shea, and Dennis Schroeder as your starting like 3 guards, okay? I don't understand why this team is struggling like to do anything, because it seems at times that they're inept at playing offense and then inept at defense. And when you have 2 guys in DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine who are like arguably one of the better scorers in our league. So if Lonzo doesn't come back, how do you fix the Chicago Bulls without Lonzo Ball this season? What's your guys' thoughts this season in regards of if you can't get it done right now if you're not going to have LaMelo back this season, so what would you do? Not LaMelo, Lonzo, sorry. Lonzo back this season, what would you do to alleviate this situation to make the playoffs?
I'd look Zach LaVine square in the eyes and say, "Do more." Don't score 21 a night. If I had major issues with his contract because he's not a max player, but you have to do it unless you want to lose him, which I wasn't good with. He's putting up 21. This is like a 27 point per game scorer a couple of years ago. I don't think it's the same LaVine. I know he's battled injuries, but we're getting to the point of the season where it's like enough's enough. I mean, we took Milwaukee to 6 without him. I know Chris got hurt, but I don't think there's really anything you can do. I mean, there's nothing I really want to do. I'm not tanking for a bottom 4 pick, I'll tell you that. But yeah, changes need to be made. I think it needs to start internally rather than externally.
I think that is a big thing. I think Zach LaVine needs to be Zach LaVine, and also the Kobe White just hasn't taken that step yet. What is this? Is this his 3rd or 4th year in the league now? At this point,
Fourth. Same thing with Pat Wills, though.
Yeah, like again, they need to take that next step, and it just hasn't happened yet. And if Lonzo doesn't play and they don't do that, I don't know what fixes this Bulls team. That's like, there's really not much else. Like you said, Jackson, like they don't have the roster to tank, and nor should they. And they can't exactly. They don't have a ton of move. They have some movable pieces, but if they move guys, then they're gutting their squad to make a run at something. So it's just, they're in a very tough spot right now. They didn't expect to be here, and Lonzo's health just being an uncertainty just makes everything that much worse for them.
Yeah, I don't think this is a one move fix type of thing where they can just trade one of those guys and replace him and potentially like make a run. I honestly don't know what they have to do. I think it's an off-season type of thing to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question or great point with Kobe White. I mean, Kobe White's desperate this season. I don't know what the hell is going on. This man was cooking 30 pieces every week not too long, a couple of years ago. He's averaging like 5 less points. I know decrease in minutes, but I mean, Andre Drummond got a DMP the other night. I don't get what's up with that. Patrick Williams, I don't like the Patrick Will slander because
Andre Drummond doesn't make sense when he started out the season. Like, what was it? 10 games, he was averaging double in 15 minutes a night.
A lot of Billy's rotations are confusing to me, but like Patrick Williams is almost a 50-40-90 guy putting up 10 points a night. He's a good 4th option to me. Yeah, I want to see him have a slight point increase, but I mean, he's still efficient when he.
Yeah, and he's always a good defender too.
I think he has more time than Kobe White.
Kobe White,
definitely,
his shots, his field goal attempts are down, and you know when your shot attempts go down, you would expect your efficiency numbers to go up. He's shooting worse from the floor than last year, and that's with a giant decrease in shots and usage, and he's still shooting worse. Like, I don't know if Kobe White. I think the Bulls might just have to move on from him. I don't know what you do with him, but.
Yeah, I don't.
For sure.
Is that the right move, you guys think, at this point? Because his contract's expiring. Like, who else can you move on from on this?
Somebody
roster?
will buy on him. Somebody will pay something to take a chance on him being the Kobe White that they saw. But he doesn't have a path to minutes in this team, and he just isn't playing well.
I also don't think he's a great fit.
I don't know what the fit is for this roster.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, the Goran Dragic move, I feel like put him in a backseat unless he was Mr. Microwave. So, I mean, the Jazz might be a team. They have a bunch of undersized guards, but maybe they would take a pick. But I know they got guys who I would really kill for, like Kelly Olynyk and Vandy, and I mean, honestly, any player on the team. So, you never know.